Mozambique. Mozambique is in Africa at the southeast. And it is a country that has around a length from north to south of around 3,000 kilometers and from west to east of around 300-400. Now, and it has some bordering countries, and in the north it is Tanzania, and then there's the Lake Malawi, and then there's the country Malawi, and then there's Rhodesia, and then South Africa, and there's landlocked Swaziland. The capital is Maputo in the south, and other cities are then Quelimane, a bit more in the north, in the middle Beira and Nova Sofala in the North Nacala. Now, there's what do we start? There are sometimes thundery rainstorms in the Western Highlands, which are a continuation of the uplands of Rhodesia, and that can lead the rivers, which are going then through a flat coastal plain of 200-300 kilometers, in which the country rises just 150 meters through, and that can cause flooding. There are fertile alluvium ground regions and barren sand regions. There's Savannah mostly, and in the higher areas it is scarce woodland, in the lower areas thickly woodland with a lot of grass. There are elephants and leopards and I think lions. Now, and there's tropical climate, 23 to 27 degrees. In the south, it is not part of the tropics, but there is a warm offshore Mozambique current. And now there are also the Nyasa Highlands in the north and the mountain Namuli, and the Western Highlands were all around 2,500 meters high. They are a continuation of the Tanzanian mountains, the Nyasa Highlands. Now, the people living there, they are 10% Christians and 10% Muslims, and the others have other beliefs. And the country was the last South African country which gained its independence from colonistic rule of Portugal. And that happened after this. The country gained a bit of size after the First World War from the German East Africa. It got a bit larger. And then after the Second World War, there was now rising in independence, that the people wanted to be independent. And then from 64 until 74, there was also a guerrilla war against the Portuguese troops. And then in 1975, Mozambique gained independence. And the country continued the politic of trying to get independence in their country and also the neighboring countries from European rule that brought them into conflict with Rhodesia, their warlike conflict. And now, Swaziland and so 80% of the people are farmers, and most of them on a substantial level. And most goods exported from the harbors in Maputo and of Beira and also Nacala, they are from other countries. So only 1/6 of the exports of these ports are from Mozambique itself, 1/6. The rest is in the south and Maputo, from South Africa, the country South Africa, and from the landlocked Swaziland. And then Beira has from not from Rhodesia, it has from Zambia and from Malawi. And Malawi has also a train route to the Quelimane, the city Quelimane port also. Now, Nova Sofala is also a place where now was a place where Portuguese ships in the past landed to go further to Asia. In 1498, Vasco da Gama landed there in Mozambique, and then at Nova Sofala and at Quelimane, there were stations made for ships to come from Portugal, which is next to Spain on the Iberian Peninsula, down around Africa, then making halt in Mozambique there at Nova Sofala and Quelimane, and then on to the Portuguese colonies in Asia. In the 18th century, Asia had not so much colonies in Asia anymore, and they weren't doing it so much anymore. And that is Mozambique. And that is according to Nations and Places on the page 1237 and 1238 of Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge 3/22, written by Monica Beckinsale, Robert Beckinsale, Harold Blackmore, D.J. Dwyer, Keith Lyer, Stuart and Nancy McMillan, Ari H. Miller, Kevin Rafferty, D.H. Sinclair, Arthur Spencer, J.R. Story, James Wallasey, and Kenneth Wharton. And there is a lake, and there's the Quantität. And there is coal mined, and there's also the copper Besser dam that makes electricity from Maputo, and also coal is to have the manufacturing running. And at that place there's also manganese and chrome and iron and coal